Welcome back. Peter Kivazo, Issues at Hand, with me, Honorable Henry Okello Rieb. And we're talking that candidature. Someone says to me here that, Peter, the candidature is not for Dr. Specioza Wandera Kazibwe. It's a candidature for Uganda. And he's Kato Emmanuel. Kato Emmanuel says, this is Uganda's candidature. Don't call it Specioza Wandera's candidature. Okay. Honorable Oriem, I want to get into the other issues around this candidature. And one of them is, why would Uganda suddenly, because we are looking at the helm of the AU, we had an opportunity to have the Secretary General of the UN, Ambassador Olaro Tunu, went all the way. You guys went down the cabin and picked your guns and shot him down. Why do you think Ugandans should own Kazibwe today when she's going for the African Union, when we had a chance to go for the SG of the UN and you guys ripped Otunu's head off?
I think the Otunu situation should be put in context, because the impression being given is that the government of Uganda did not wish Otunu the best.
Oh, that is an understatement. Actually shot Otunu's candidature down.
No, the fact of the matter is that any candidate that we put forward there to represent Uganda and fly the Ugandan flag should be a candidate who he sworn to the allegiance to serve first and foremost the government of Uganda of the day. Now, Otunu at that particular time, okay, could not swear allegiance to the government of the day. In fact, he was opposed to the government of the day. So now, how could the government of the day put into place somebody whom you're going to put in an office and with your own resources, and then he spends all his time, okay, undermining the very government that seconded he or her? And that's why Otunu was not seconded. No other reason. He was not in support of the government of the day. He could not take an oath of allegiance to the government of the day. So, how could the government of the day second him? Madame Besige's wife,
Winnie
Byanyima. The government of Uganda supported Winnie Byanyima's
And I find that
position.
extremely double standard.
Not double standard.
I mean, Winnie is a member of the FDC.
No.
It
is nothing surprising.
I mean,
she came and talked to us. She told us very clearly that this is she tends to work free of politics. Okay? She will not undermine the government of Uganda. She will work in the interest of the world. She might work in the interest of Uganda. She met us. She met the president. She met Minister Kutesa. So
she possibly it's because she comes from the same hues as they do.
No.
Otunu.
She qualified.
She is, and so was Otunu.
So respect what her husband's position is politically. She, as an individual, stood her ground, and she had the capacity. That's why she earned it.
I don't doubt that.
Yes.
I don't doubt that I would front Winnie for anything, any day, anywhere. But so would I with Olaro Otunu.
But I think if you are in government, if you are in my seat as Minister of Foreign Affairs, you will be the most irresponsible Minister of Foreign Affairs to give somebody, a Ugandan,
was he capable?
Ugandan,
was he capable?
Even if he's capable,
was he good for the job?
Even if he's capable, even if he's the best for the job, to put him or her in that position, and then use that office to undermine the government of Uganda. That will be the most irresponsible Minister of Foreign Affairs who deserves to be fired immediately.
So, you didn't give it to Otunu. Do you expect other Ugandans to say, okay, it is good for SPE?
Of course, SPE has full respect to the government of Uganda today.
So she is a candidate. She is a candidate for the regime. She isn't a candidate for
She's
everyone.
not a candidate for the regime. She is a candidate in East African community. She's a candidate for the East African bloc, represented from Uganda. She has the qualification. She has the experience. and she meets the benchmarks.
Otunu had reasonable backings from a lot of the African governments.
But he was not. He was not. He was not. He was not respecting the government of the day, who should have put his candidate forward, and no country will do that. That would be the most irresponsible country. And as I said, I told you, if any Minister of Foreign Affairs did that, he should be fired immediately.
I have looked at this particular campaign, and I've been reading press a bit from, actually, interestingly, Malawi. And I think it is called The Post. And their impression of Dr. Specioza Kazibwe was that she failed as a Minister of Agriculture in Uganda, and Uganda was dumping its excess baggage on the rest of Africa. Have you responded to this?
I don't know that. But one thing for sure, if you compare the progress, Uganda's capacity and progress in agriculture vis-a-vis Malawi's, please.
Doesn't begrudge them. Doesn't begrudge them the right from
it's not comparable.
Of observing.
It's not
the
comparable.
Truth. No,
okay?
it doesn't matter.
Uganda is capacity in progress in agriculture far surpasses Malawi's by any stretch of imagination, and for it is very rich for somebody from there to question Kazibwe's ability. But for all intents and purposes, when she, I was around, but it was been success after success when she went to agriculture. I'm surprised that somebody from Malawi, a country which does not have the capacity of Uganda.
Actually, the Post there quotes press stories from Uganda, particularly about the Valley Dams.
You know, let me tell you, my brother.
And they practically lift.
Let me tell you,
yes,
my brother. There is, you know, if you're a leader.
One second. Viewers, you're able to join into the show. Our numbers will be displayed on the set. Talk to Honorable Henry Okello Oryem.
You can never be perfect in any institution that you manage, and any institution if you lead. I have been the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs since 2002. One of the longest serving Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in the history of Uganda. And I'm not saying I'm the most perfect. I made mistakes along the way, but I get it's a process of learning each from your mistakes, and then you move on. But you don't get held up and bogged down by the mistakes you make. You move on and you learn from your mistakes and you do better things thereafter.
What's your budget for this campaign?
And Kazibwe, if all the mistakes she might have made in agriculture, has moved on and done better things.
I'll come back to you to ask about the budget for this. Let me try the caller. Hello? 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 I'm sorry we can't hear you. If you call in, please speak a little louder. Honorable Oryem, what's your budget as a ministry for this particular campaign? Or is it actually being handled by the presidency and not Foreign Affairs?
No, the budget is being handled by Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
What is the budget?
As I said, I cannot give you I'll be a mistake on my side to give you a figure which I cannot later on justify, because it keeps moving. It keeps moving because on a daily basis, new issues keep coming up, new strategies keep coming up, and therefore what was agreed keeps changing. So
what was agreed initially?
Well, as I said, whatever was agreed has changed. So it's not worthy of me talking about it, because even by tomorrow it might change again. But what is important? Is that what we are gaining, what Uganda will benefit from, what East Africa will benefit from the AU will benefit from, far surpasses what we're investing. The AU stands to benefit enormously from this project.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, how are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. Your name, question or comment?
Yeah, my name is Henry.
Henry, would you speak a little louder?
Yes, my name is Henry.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ndugu. Talk to us.
Now, what I was saying, that we as a country, we should actually do people presenting the candidate itself enough for this country.
We should be doing what?
I beg your pardon?
What did you say we should be doing as a country?
We should be proud that we can even afford presenting the candidate for that position. Because people standing for this position are not ordinary people. These are women of high standing in their country. So the fact that Uganda can actually afford to present a candidate who even looks far much better than other candidates, it's good for this country. So what I think everybody should join in whatever capacity they have to support our candidate as a country. We don't stand up there.
Thank you very much. He says we should be very proud even to have presented a candidate at all. I'll take the next caller as well. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Your name, question or comment?
This is Daudi.
Yes, Daudi, talk to us. What is what? Chivazo's what? Well, I have the benefit of asking the questions and not answering them. What is my position on Kazibwe's candidature? I have the benefit of having Honorable Onek here. I mean, Oriem, so he will be able to answer those. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. Your name, question or comment, please do this fast.
I'm Patrick. I'm calling from here.
Yes, Patrick.
So the minister is right that the problem is they are not their personal interest as government of Uganda. But we as Ugandan and Africa as a whole, we need to present a candidate who will support everybody's interest, not personally one person. You see, the minister is saying Ncheza is a good candidate, but I don't see a good candidate in her. We don't need to rely. They would have, if they were not to be biased, they would have taken someone, either an opposition or even a person from the ruling party, but who can do interest of all Africans. That is why Africans cannot develop.
Who do you think they would have taken?
All African leaders, you are listening?
Yes, we are listening.
All African leaders, they want people who can do what they want, but they don't think about Africa tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Half-half. There are those that think, well, it is good enough to even present a candidate. This one thinks it is good to present a candidate. Was Kazibwe the best? Couldn't we have chosen someone else? And I want to ask, what is the process that arrives at Kazibwe and not Henry Oriem?
Let me tell you something. First of all, let me applaud the earlier caller called Henry. Not related to me, of course. But let me applaud him for flying the Ugandan flag, for being a patriot, for being nationalistic, for being visionary, and for saying that this is our time. We have arrived as a country. We have arrived as a region. We should embrace this candidate, which Uganda is presented to represent Africa.
We should
that's
ask
the person.
questions about the candidate.
But when you ask questions about the candidate, offer me alternatives. Now this Patrick is saying, offer alternatives. He's saying, present this, but tell me the alternative. In the absence of offering me alternatives, then you're not telling me anything. Challenge me. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to challenge me. But telling me that I believe that this particular individual would have served better. I am here ready to face that question.
Tell me, what was
Present
the process?
for me.
What was the process that arrived at Kazibwe that could not arrive at Henry Okello Oriem, that could not arrive at anyone else?
We have a very, there is
Were there applications?
no,
Were
not
they
applications.
nominations?
No, no.
Were they
We sit
dreams?
down. We sit down in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Okay, we examine, we consult various individuals, various institutions, and various people to put for us names of individuals who are current in offices or not office bearers, and they should give us, offer us names and give justifications as to why they should be the ones to take that office for which we are gearing for, and based on that, then the best of the names put forward is the one that we present, and then we full-heartedly support.
Honorable Riek.
Yeah, it's not, we don't just pick a name from the hat. No, it's not, you don't pick a name from the hat.
Dr.
It's
Specioza
thought of
Kazibu.
carefully and weighed carefully, and with a view that this name will win us this
Dr.
position.
Specioza Kazibu was breathed down, the team at Foreign Affairs, by the presidency. You did not have a pool. You did not consider other candidates. There were no modicum of interviews. You had a candidate breathed down upon you by State House, and yes, you embraced them. Yes, you embraced the
that
candidate.
typical chorus, the typical chorus which in this country.
Tell me I'm
Let
wrong and
tell
give
you,
me the pool of
I will tell
candidates
you
you dealt
categorically.
with.
I will tell you categorically, you are wrong and 10 times wrong.
Give me the pool
let me
of
tell you.
candidates you
No, first of all,
dealt with.
let me tell you, this is the typical scenario that you, the press, and you individuals have in your head. That President Museveni brings everything. Let me tell you, my brother, I have been with this President Museveni since childhood. I have been with this man since childhood. He is not what you give the impression you give him. As particularly in this case. No, he had nothing.
Deal with the case,
We
Henry.
listen, we
Tell
are
me
the
the
one.
time I had
We
Kibazo, I had Oriem,
recommended.
I had
No,
Mutesi.
let me clear that. We are the one who informed the president and recommended to the president that this is the candidate we're putting forward. And he supported it.
What was your pool of candidates?
The reason why I will not tell you the pool of candidates, listen.
It's because she
not-
was alone.
No, it's not because alone. Because it will be a shame that for me to name individuals here, and then to later on for you to know that this one did not qualify, this one qualify, and I'll be giving Red Pepper a field day. Tomorrow, Red Pepper will have a field day as to why a particular person was chosen. This was done confidentially within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with a team of individuals who have not done this for the first time, but done this many times, and
You received
and
the candidate
we gave it forward.
from State House, and even received the team
Never.
that is campaigning from the same.
Absolutely not. Because if I ask you who the team from State House are, you would not even know. Because you seem so confident this came from State House. If I ask you the team of the are, you will not even name them. So they're not. We just set today in Foreign Office on the 5th floor to form the delegation that will support and transverse the world to support the candidature for Kaziwe.
Kaziwe
Today,
is moving around the world already. She is moving all
Yes,
over Africa.
she's moving.
And she has a team.
she now, as of tomorrow,
She is receiving a team from Foreign Affairs.
not a team of foreign affairs. She's a team
And
of,
what happens to the
of
team that
eminent
she's been
Ugandans.
working with?
She as the candidate has her team which is going individually. She cannot,
A
She
team
cannot-
put together by State House.
not by State House. She chose her own team. Independently chose her team, which she feels comfortable with, which she knows that she can handle properly, and she handled. We sat today with colleagues and others, and put up a team, working closely with the speaker. We put a team, including members of parliament, which, as of tomorrow, they'll be informed, they'll be briefed, they'll be prepared, and I just informed somebody. That's why I was on the phone for long. Told them that by Tuesday, I expect all these special envoys to have left the country and traversed the world to do their responsibility.
them are politicians.
But none of them was directed or appointed by President Museveni of State House. No, this is not the
Two
case.
last things, Honorable Riem. One, is the African Union still that body worth the name? Or are we dealing with a bit of nostalgia? What is still left of it? How much sold?
I think that I'm sure that the AU today is not the AU that I came across as the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and International Relations in 2002. We
When
have come,
Colonel Muammar Gaddafi
we
was
have
still
come a long way. In fact, today we are more relevant than before. We are more focused
Really?
than before. We are aiming for bigger things for Africa than before. We have the capacity to influence world issues than before. 54 countries.
Sometimes I think SADC is more powerful than the
54 countries within the UN voting as a bloc on any issue within the General Assembly can sway any world issue here and there.
If you were to move to
54
influence
countries,
things,
listen,
to influence things,
54
would you go
countries.
to SADC or would you go to the AU?
54 countries standing as a bloc within the United Nations, when they vote as a bloc, can move the world with any resolution on the floor, here or there.
Well, it would be vetoed by one of the five.
Well, no, I said within the General Assembly,
Yeah.
within the Security Council, within the General Assembly. That is why, okay, Africa voted for China to be reinstated in the Security Council. And because of the African bloc, that China was reinstated in the Security Council. But Africa, when Africans put their head together, vis-a-vis the rest, China came back.
You haven't answered
the
me.
bloc.
Would you go to SADC or would you come to the AU
For-
if you wanted to actually talk business and talk to the African leaders as a bloc?
Well, diplomatically, you have to go to AU, of course.
But
Yes, you
but
cannot go to
diplomatically
SADC.
you would
SADC
go to the AU.
No,
but in reality,
but
I need the but.
Yes, but SADC is just a regional bloc, just like
That has real power.
No power. Just like Eastern Community has its own powers, like ECOWAS has its powers, but AU is the powerhouse of Africa.
I need to get out of here. What is special with Kazibwe that we have to invest excess of $2 billion for her to do a PhD in Harvard, and then now your budget that you're not saying that is possibly excess of another $3 billion for her to become chief at the AU?
Even if we spend $5 million, even if we spend $10 million for Kazibwe, it'd be worth it, because this country, Uganda,
What's the trade-off?
listen, this
What's
country,
the trade-off?
Uganda, will get more 10 to 15 or 100 times more in return for that investment. We saw that with Kutesa, we saw that with Rwanda, we saw that with Mutebile, we saw that with hosting Chogam.
I would need on another day to come and engage
Yes,
you on hosting
the
Chogam, on
inward
having
investment-
Kutesa in.
The inward investment to Uganda is increased as a result of us being in the Security Council, of us chairing the President of the General Assembly, of us hosting the Chogam. The inward tourism and attention of Uganda has increased. Places like Kidepo today in Planet Earth magazine is quoted as the place you should visit before you die. It was there, not there before.
Okay, now that I'm not about to die, I will wait. Thank you very much, Honorable Okello Oryem. And, Honorable Her Excellency Dr. Spey, we wish you the best in this. I know that she's been in Monrovia today. She's still traversing the West Africa. An interesting place for her because it has a candidate, and it seems to be firmly positioning for their candidate.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I want all Ugandans, irrespective of your political affiliation, religious affiliation, or whatever you think about Madam Kazibwe, I want all Ugandans, this is the time we should rally against our own Madam Kazibwe, Madam Kazibwe, so that she succeeds in becoming the chairperson of the AU Commission, succeeding Madam Zuma, and I ask the Ugandans to fly our flag for the interest not only of Uganda, into East Africa and East Africa.
Thank you very much, and good night, viewers.